What a difference a year makes, guys. I got to say, one of the big stories here at the Mecum Motorcycle Auction 2025 is this. Take a look. It's not a Z1. This is a Z2. Well, remember last year, this motorcycle, the only one here, went for $85,000 before the sale was canceled. That bike had a problem with its VIN. Well, here we had 6 Z2s. You're not going to believe it. They're now in a program. Come take a look at this called The Bid Goes On. High bid only $17,000. Now, these ones not quite as correct as the one that we saw before, but 17 is a long way from 85. So my question to you is the Z2 750 Hoopla and Frenzy over? I think it might be. All about supply and demand. There was 1 here last year, 6 here now. We'll see what effect this has on how many Z2s we see moving forward.
17, last call, 17,000, so $16,000.
16,000. Mecum motorcycle fans, collectors, I got a big question. I'm here with my main man, Nori Miata. Always good to see you. This man, an absolute expert restorer. You can see the video where we went to his shop. So Nori, you really have your finger on the pulse. I want to know, what's this collector market doing? Is it going up? Is it going down? Are we seeing some dips? Are we seeing some curves? What are you seeing?
It's really hard to say, you know, but it's like just some of it just going up and some of it going down, you know, like H2, last year, you know, we made a pretty good, you know, money for it. And then this year, a lot of people bring it same type of the bike. So it's kind of flood the market. So which its price is going down. But that 750 Sandcast and all the other stuff, it's going up.
Really?
So, yeah.
So what do you make of that? Is it because the Honda is just such a legendary bike, that CB, that it's kind of surviving past some of this stuff that might be a flash in the pan? And speaking of flash in the pan, I noticed, to your point, Z2 last year, $85,000.
Yep.
This year we're seeing Z2s struggle to get $20,000.
$20,000.
So talk about a major crash.
Yep.
But is the Honda CB such a legendary bike that it's able to surpass all of that and get past any hoopla and flash in the pan nonsense?
Yeah, I'm not sure, you know, why, but this auction is never be a guideline for any kind of a prices and stuff like that. Every year, some kind of a trend or some kind of hot stuff and going back and forth, you know. But that same things, like a couple years ago, CBX 1000 was hot, goes to like a 48,000 or something. Next year, tons of CBX comes, price going down. So, yeah, last year was H2, Z2, everybody bring it, same things, you know, something else going up. So, which is like Z1 and stuff, it's kind of steady. So some of the good H2 goes about 30 grand or so, which is good line.
Well, you do this for a living, and that's why you have such an interesting perspective. That some guys just bring out bikes that they bought way back when for $1,000, $2,000. Your model's way different. You restore these things, as you told me. You go from crusty, rusty to perfection. But you really, it seems like to get maximum value, you have to pay attention to what's going on in the market. So what have you learned this year that will influence what you build for 2026?
Wow, that's a tough question, you know. So I always try to build variety of bike. You know, this year I have like a Yamaha XT500 or a little bit of different stuff here and there. So just to see what is the trend or what is go for. My main line is a triple Z1 CB750s, but yeah, you know, always just like unexpected things happens. So yeah.
13,500 on a bid, under David, get 13,500, $13,500, so $13,000 to the net.
Well, that's fun.
Pleasure to be joined from one of our young sellers, Andrew Knoll. You've sold a ton of bikes in your young day. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh, dude, you're awesome. How many bikes do you think you've sold?
I've sold about, since I started when I was in high school, I probably sold about 100 motorcycles.
Very cool. Okay, so you have your finger on the pulse as well.
Yeah.
What's your impression of what we're seeing this year in terms of market trends with this collector market?
I think we saw a bit of a dip last year. I think things are coming back a bit stronger right now. The rule number one with Mecum is nothing makes sense. So there's always going to be those outlier bikes that aren't selling hot. But what's interesting is there's always going to be also the emulators. So last year we saw the Z2 sell for a lot of money. This year there's definitely no shortage of Z2s. So you have a little bit of a crowd that's following what was hot, trying to maintain it. And then you have a couple guys that are going to bring random stuff that just does great, like the Radian, and really is looking hot. So it's really hard to tell. You kind of just got to watch the average over time. It seems like a good market right now.
Speaking of the Radian, What was the story with that? I'm hearing some people say, hey, that was a $2,000-$3,000 bike shot to the moon. What, was it two rich guys having a duel, two friends jousting each other? What in the world happened?
That's a great question. I didn't get to see who was bidding at the time. I didn't know if there was an online presence or a public presence. It'd be really interesting because I know in the history I've seen a lot of bids here in person, but I wonder how much the online presence kind of takes that over now, and if we're seeing a little more of that here with some of these bikes.
Question for you, because you're young enough, that I had a really smart guy at dinner yesterday tell me that this is not investing. He said, you want to make money in investing, go put it in the market, you'll do much better. This is a passion project. However, there are people out here that try to flip year after year. Is the flip game alive? Or if somebody as young as you, are you looking maybe what a motorcycle will be 5 to 10 years down the road?
So what I really try to do is I can maximize the value of a bike, but what that means is you need to understand where the market's at. So I'm never going to buy an existing bike and try to turn and burn that existing motorcycle. I'm going to buy what I like and hang on to it. I want to buy it right so that if I ever need to sell it again, I can get back out of it. But there's not like the idea of buying something quick for the quick turn or having that long-term investment be a motorcycle. I don't know if I can say that's as reliable as other, financial investments you can make.
Excellent. So optimistic, pessimistic, what do we do? We go trending up, trending down?
We're trending up.
Trending up.
I think we're trending up.
There you go.
So it's looking good.
Thanks so much. 27 years old, guys. Finally,
Thank you.
some youth in the sport.
$500 on it. Give 38.5. If you don't do that, 38,500. Who here thinks he should? $38,500.
He's asking the crowd.
Who thinks he should?
What do you think, guys? Who had a Z1R Turbo? If you
down.
did, let me know in the comments. The
Reserve
reserve.
37.5. You won't sell that bike? He doesn't want to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he says it takes $38,500 to buy the bike. Now, should he give $38,500 and buy the bike?
What's going on with the Z1s? 2 years ago, Mike Konopacki breaks the world record for 50,000.
yeah.
Konopacki has been here the last 2 years, which, by the way, did not do any pre-cycle drag promotion in the last 2 years, and his bikes went way down, plummeted, not even close to $50,000.
Right.
I'd like to think maybe I helped them out just a little bit. They were a little pre-promotion, but something's going on with the Z1. Is it the hoopla starting to fade
No,
down?
I think it is that $50,000 deal is just the two guy we needed to just beating each other up. So some two guy really wanted it and then jack up the price. So, but the regular price is about like a 30, 40 grand range. So 50 grand is like pretty much kind of high for me. So average is about like a 35, 40 grand range, which is good. And it kind of steady, I think.
Are you surprised by the KZ at all? That I'm a bit surprised in that I understand why all the collectability is in the Z1, but the KZ is almost the same bike if you wanted the experience, if you want to go ride one. And I saw KZs going for 5-6 grand, just unbelievably cheap. I think a 77 went for $5,500. That's a long way from the 50,000 we saw from the Z1. Are the KZs going to catch up eventually, or is the collectability just not going to be there?
I think it is going to catch up. Because the Z1 is going to be not dying out or anything, but exported to Japan or UK or somewhere, maybe less amount in this country. So then, same things as Sankia CB750. So if don't have it, it's going to be 71 is going to be hot, 72, 73. So used to be, like a 69 and 70 worth money, 71, 72, nah. But now the 71, 72, 74. Everything goes like a 15, 16, 18,000. So I think it is going to be.
How about the H1? Did that surprise you at all that we saw? I'm wondering with the H2 trend, is the H1 now coming? Because I saw some H1s go for big money.
Yeah, but surprise, my H1, nobody bid on it.
That's true. Which one? I know, and no bids at all.
I mean, we got bid, but it only goes up to 11 grand or
11
something.
grand, so
yeah.
the reserve not met.
But the 72 H1 goes like 26.8.
Wow.
So you never know any day, what color, what year. So.
Yeah. Well, it is so interesting. I really appreciate it. All right, so last question for you as we wrap this thing up. What are you going to build next year? Can you give us any tips on what you will build for 2020? If you have any ideas, I know your Z1R TC did great this year. So.
Right, yeah. I don't know, maybe some Z1, CB750, some of the triple. So I'm not sure. I was digging through my garage and to see what I can come up with.
Awesome. Well, Nori, you're a
All
true
right.
pro. He's the best, guys. If you need a restoration, get a hold of him at vintagejaps.com,
Yeah.
right? And he's also got tons of parts. You got to go back and watch my video. You go upstairs at Nori's attic, it is like parts galore. So thanks so much, and we wish you all the best, guys. Let us know what you think, what's going on in the collector market down below.
I'm gonna be about 513. I'm gonna be 13. 5 sold 13,000 Megan.
$13,000.
No, 13.